is a boiler room. And tonight on the 20 Zone, we are here to do some live Easter-inspired art requests. And this elevator goes to the Twilight Zone or to the boiler room. And yes, I realize that this is a very unusual setup. As you may know, the original studio is under some major renovations and construction. But tonight, the Twilight Zone presents to you the boiler room, not the Tip Top Club. And I realize that this may not be the most glamorous Easter stream or celebration. Hello, Amusement Park Pirates, Lyle, Robin, CGL. And yes, we were supposed to be surrounded in the Tip Top Club, full of decorative trees, big band music, and just about everything in between. We were supposed to have the Easter Bunny show up. But knowing our luck, we ended up in the boiler room thanks to a service elevator malfunction. And I want to thank all of you for joining me this Easter evening for a live Easter-inspired art stream, which I know is not your typical live streamer setup. But without further ado, let's dive on in. Hello, Chaz, so good to see you. I do appreciate everybody making it to the Boiler Room Club party. I do apologize for the audio microphone issues. And yes, this might be a shorter stream tonight just because I'm a little fatigued. Hello, Chaz, good to see you. Chazzy Cakes. And hello, Amusement Park Pirates. I really loved your paint night stream a while ago. It was the absolute evening, perfect evening to have paint night and Star Wars fireworks. Do you know, I found this out from Disney by Matthew, who is one of our moderators. What I find really wild is that there's only one firework barge in Disneyland. However, you can view the fireworks from Sleeping Beauty's castle and Galaxy's Edge in Disneyland. But what's really wild is that depending on where you're viewing from, you can either watch an Empire Battle or the Dream Show. Totally different music, but same fireworks. Happy Easter, everybody who celebrates. Thank you, Lyle. I wish I was feeling a little bit better, but I'm just feeling pretty meh. Lesson learned the hard way. Whatever you do, do not accept chocolate from the street or from a festival street vendor that has no labels, no signage, or no active ingredients list. I totally understand, Lyle. I hope your evening's going well. I learned that the hard way, and as a result, I have been dealing with muscle cramps, joint pain, elbow pain, even hand pain, back pain, and everything is in a lot of pain right now just because I ingested probably something synthetic or an ingredient that got contaminated with something else. Yep, on location in the boiler room, that is right, Chaz. And matter of fact, turned out when you go into the boiler room, somehow you magically end up in a tuxedo suit. Not sure how, but that's how the Hollywood Tower-ish hotel apparently works, allegedly. And whatever you do, don't be accepting chocolate or candy from completely random vendors without any ingredient labels. So let's get to doing some artwork. I do apologize for the messy boiler room. The Twilight Zone really needs a good cleaning. So let's see what we can see in the boiler room. This is what happens when you try doing art, but in a boiler room. Or in a room that no guest has ever gone to. In the deepest, darkest corners of imagination beyond the fifth dimension. Does anybody have any live art requests that you would love to see? Any favorite Disney characters, Universal characters, or just about theme park anything theme park related or Disney related that you cannot get any artificial intelligence to generate? That's a good idea, Robin. To take Tylenol and Advil. I'll be doing that after we conclude our evening here in the boiler room. I totally understand. Hello, Tyler. So good to see you. Let's start with Remy for Robin. I may not have as much energy or as much enthusiasm. I may not have as much energy or enthusiasm as usual due to how I'm feeling and just feeling bleh. Also, I do apologize for the shadows. Usually, they're not there. But unfortunately, because of how the studio is being rearranged, we do have to go through some of the boiler room shadows, which are cast by our friends, the hallway ghosts. My roomie might look a little bit more like my Chuck E. Cheese tonight. Never know. It's kind of interesting literally drawing a two-dimensional character, a three-dimensional character as a two-dimensional character. It's a very different experience. Usually people convert two-dimensional characters to three-dimensional characters, not the other way around. So I'm learning as I go when it comes to proportions and scale. And I really want to thank everybody for being here and taking the time out of their Easter to celebrate in the Tony Zone. So when I go to Disneyland, what do you hope for me to film and what do you hope for me to live stream? I'm definitely going to be reviewing the churros and I'm definitely going to be reviewing the french fries too. Then when I'm in the parks, I basically eat nothing but french fries and H2O. Matter of fact, I used to have a Remy yo-yo, but unfortunately, I think the cats either destroyed the string or ripped the thing away into infinity and beyond. I used to also have a Remy chef hat, but once again, the cats destroyed that too. Oh, Bessie, Bessie, Bessie. This is how I go about drawing Remy. And I also do apologize for any noise upstairs. Things have been pretty busy where I live right now. Pardon me. So here you have a Remy. Please let me know if you can see it. Alrighty, Robin says, I was trying to ask for something that Tony's not get asked for normally. Oh, thank you so much. You too, James. Happy Easter to you too. Hello, James. What's up? And yep, we are really in the basement today. This is not the Mars base, not the top secret basement. This is the boiler room basement. And yep, we're not in NASA today doing a top secret research mission. And for those who do not know, I do have a second channel, Antique Slot Machine Diamond, in case anybody is wondering where the basement joke is coming from. So here you go, you got Remy. Let's draw some more. Let's draw some other Remy characters. And let's see what. And let's draw the Chester cat. Here we go, the one and only Chester cat, the grimming cat. This is what happens when you misspell Chester cat. Look who you get. Cacao. Oh my gosh, you just find title. How about Lightning McQueen? Not next Queen. After the Chester cat, not the chat. The Chester cat chat. So here we go. Chester cat and Mimi. I hope you all have an entire and wonderful day. Lyles. Alright, that's good to know, Robin. I'll yell a little bit louder. And Lyles says to please draw a cross with the sun coming down. Yes, I can do that. Coming right up after Lightning McQueen and the Chester cat. I do appreciate everybody's patience, and thank you so much for being very, very, very patient tonight. Let me know if you can hear me or hear me screaming through the air ducts. Anybody have any meal mix? And for those who missed it, I do have a second channel called Somewhere with Simon, especially if you're wondering why I was joking about NASA and a top secret Martian base earlier. Somewhere with Simon, that's where I play an antique slot machine for entertainment and amusement purposes only. And most times when people be like, "Where are you playing? What slot machine do you have?" I'm like, "Well, we are in a top secret Mars base, facilitated by an alleged top secret NASA research facility, allegedly, the magical almighty road. The almighty road of alleged, and in my opinion." So here you got a Cheshire cat. Here you go. Hello, Blake. It's so good to see you. I really did enjoy your Easter stream today. I realized I was ninja, but I had a lot of fun watching it and seeing the Easter bunny. So here we go. Let's get a ka-chow going. Ka-chow. Hey, woo! If you have not already, please be sure to submit if you enjoy what you see, and especially if you enjoy live art requests. And the evening is not complete without a ka-chow. Thank you so much, Blake. And next up, after Lightning McQueen and the cross, let's get ready. Let's get ready to do some Pluto. Lyle says, "Looks like Remy is getting ready to come after the Chester cat and the head of a spoon, just like on Tom and Jerry." Thank you so much for the love, Blake. Ka-chow. All we need here is Disney Magic and Mayhem to bring the super ka-chows coming. I know that Richard, he does love himself some ka-chows, and he does enjoy playing Fortnite. We really do need an actual McQueen in Fortnite, so that we can see a McQueen racing around. I'm not sure why, but I always find it amusing whenever a car sticks its tongue out. And when it comes to McQueen in the cars, I begin to wonder, where are the intestines? How does our minds work? And where's all the intestines that keeps them running? It's kind of gross to think about it, but that's where my mind goes. Especially when I'm dyeing Easter eggs. I begin to wonder about the anatomy of the cars. And about how cars work in life. I don't know if I'm making any sense today, but my mind is definitely in the Twilight Zone. And yet, looks like McQueen is coming up behind Remy to try to stop him from being Tom and Jerry. We can't have no Tom and Jerry's tonight. Ka-chow. McQueen be like, "Nope, no more Tom and Jerry's. I've seen Tom and Jerry one too many times, and I just need something different." Usually when I draw a car, I usually include an antenna. So McQueen gets an antenna. Here you go. We got McQueen, Remy the rat, ka-chow. Woo! That's right, Robin. That's right, Robin. If you're ready to plan a next magical vacation or see an attraction before it could be completely decimated and destroyed, be sure to check out Nick and Shannon at Nick and Shannon at the link that Robin posted it at. Because when it comes to Nick and Shannon, they will be able to be there to help you out, stress-free travel. And what's really amazing is Nick will go above and beyond and will chat for you for hours and hours for the best deal possible. Which I say an absolutely huge thank you. You've been amazing, Nick. I can't thank you enough. And I know that feeling, Blake, spinning around in a circle, waiting in line all day. Thank you so much. Woo! Let's keep the art going. I have an idea for the cross. I'm going to be drawing the cross on a separate page, but since we have some Disney characters going, let's draw Pluto. Honey, I shrunk the McQueen. Honey, I grew the dog. And thank you so much, Blake, We are almost at 500 subscribers. Not sure what we're going to do to celebrate 500 subscribers, but we do have something coming up next week. It will not be an art stream, but rather it will be something that I've always wanted to do, which is a live building challenge where I try to build a tower of tower replica that usually takes people days within an hour. Not sure how far we're going to get, but we're going to be doing the 1 hour challenge, and we'll be using Prism so we can have the graphics up. So we can have all the graphics up, and we can have an actual timer if we can get Prism to really work. Not sure how to do that, but we're going to be putting a timer on the screen, which I would love to do. This way we can really keep the challenge going and keep the excitement alive. That is what I would love to do. That's what I would love to do for my 500. That's what we're going to be doing for my 1 year anniversary celebration. And yes, I do raise. We got to do something really nice for the 500 subscribers. And it unfortunately would not likely be a park day, just because it takes me 10 hours to get from Disney World or Disneyland from Colorado, and it'd be a 20-hour round trip. So that would be out of the range of possibilities. I would love to do a 12-hour all-day marathon stream for the 500 subscriber celebration. Unfortunately, that likely won't happen. And what's really unfortunate is I can't really say much. I forgot what I was saying. I lost my monorail of thoughts. So here we got Pluto, McQueen, Remy's Ratatouilles. Yeah, Pluto be driving McQueen. Good idea. So unfortunately, we are not able to do the Magic Kingdom celebration for 500 subscribers like I wish we could have pulled off. If only there was a way to magically teleport all the way. Hello, John. Good to see you. To magically teleport ourselves to the Magic Kingdom when I get 500. That would be amazing. And here you go, Lyle. Let me draw your cross. Lyle says to draw a cross with the sun coming from behind of it. Whenever I see a cross, this is what I envision. Especially on the Easter cross. I'm also curious, Lyle, but do you believe in the 3 crosses or a single cross? I'm not quite sure. I'm not quite sure what the appropriate amount of crosses to draw is, but I do know that in some religions, people perform 3 crosses instead of 1 cross. And here's the sun coming out from behind the cross. Oops. So here is what this is what the Easter cross looks like. Hello, Lyle. So here we go. Yes, oh my gosh, I would love to meet you in Denver. I'm curious, like when you come back to Denver, when you come back home, are you flying to Denver again? Are you flying to Denver again? Or are you flying somewhere else? If you come to Denver, I would love to meet you in person, Blake. I'll meet you at Denver International Airport where the train gets off, because I do take the train to commute to Denver to the airport. Oh, thank you, Robin. Oh. So I do take the train to commute to the Denver International Airport. I would so love to meet you, Blake. I would absolutely love to meet you. We might have a delayed 500 celebration. It depends on if I can magically manifest getting myself to the parks for 500 subs, or we might have an early 500 sub celebration when I am in Disney World in June. But we will figure out something. I still find it wild that I started YouTube a year ago. And initially, when I started this channel, I thought this channel would just be about telltale cartoons and archives. But right now, what can I say just how thankful and how blessed I am to have this community and to be part of this Disney community. Thank you so much, everybody. And I really appreciate all the magical moments. So thank you, everybody, for being here. What I find really wild is I've met a lot of people through, of all things, when I initially started scrolling through YouTube, was through Daily Fast Pass. That's where I found the Pete McDavid show, and that's where I met everybody from there. It was basically a trickle effect. Once you get to know somebody, that's when you get to be introduced to a bunch of people, which is amazing. Which is absolutely amazing. So here is the cross. Thank you, Amusement Park Pirate. Thank you, Chaz. Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you, Raw Jones. Happy Easter. And also, thank you, Blake. Thank you so much, Blake. Happy Easter to everybody who celebrates. And let's see what Lyle had to say about Remy. Yes, Amusement Park Pirates. They are great, great travel agents. That sounds amazing, James. To have spiral sliced ham. Don't forget the green eggs, too. Hello, welcome beyond borders. Happy Easter, woo! Hello, Disney with Matthew. And yes, I can draw the Hold Road Stone radio station coming right up. Hold Road Stone radio station coming up for Matthew. Here you go. How is Easter? How is everybody's Easter going so far? How's everybody's Easter going so far? And if you don't celebrate Easter, what do you enjoy to do on a Sunday? So here you go, Hornwood Stone Radio coming right up. I'm curious, Matthew, what do you like about Hornwood Stone Radio? Hello, Blake. Good to see you. That's amazing. That is so amazing. And I'm so glad to hear, Blake, that you got to have deviled eggs. I tried eating a deviled egg, but unfortunately, because of what's been going on with that chocolate, my stomach has been extra sensitive. I had to spit out my deviled egg immediately. So no more deviled eggs for me this Easter. And unfortunately, the chocolate has basically ruined my entire Easter. So that means nothing but basically liquid water and liquid soup for tonight. Or for this Easter. Which is a huge bummer. I was looking forward to a fun Easter feast. I was looking forward to have an Easter feast and eat all the delicious food. Nope, not happening tonight. Which is a huge disappointment, given just how much I enjoy eating during the holidays. And Easter is like the last large holiday in my household until Halloween. So here's Howard for Disney by Matthew. That sounds amazing, Blake. And that sounds just about right. Usually, I eat 2 deviled eggs at a time. just to make sure everybody has one egg. And then usually they're gone, because you know what's really wild about deviled eggs is just how fast people can eat deviled eggs without realizing just how many eggs they've eaten. That's why during the holidays, some stores in Colorado limit you to 2 dozen per transactions. And I can imagine walking down borders. Oof, that's rough. And what's really wild is how the temperatures can fluctuate across Northern America. That sounds really painful, Lyle. I would be plugging my ears too, Lyle. If there was rain dumping down on the tin roof, I'd be plugging my ears. That sounds. Oh, that's so sweet, Robin. Please save all of us some deviled eggs. That'd be amazing. Don't forget the Cool Whip Ranch, and don't forget whatever you do when it comes to deviled eggs. Please don't forget to put at least 1,000 pounds of Cool Whip dressing, Cool Whip Ranch, sprinkles, funfetti, and peeps all over the deviled eggs. Matter of fact, I did have a peep cupcake mix that I was going to make that I did get from a discount bin. Unfortunately, because of my stomach, that's not going to happen either. We were also supposed to have cupcakes at the Tip Top Club, but good thing Chaz has bought ourselves the Dole Whip machine. Instead of Easter cupcakes, we can have some Dole Whip cupcakes, some Dole Whip flavored sips. Sometimes you gotta make the best out of your boiler rooms. And thank you so much, Walking Beyond Borders. It's definitely been very slow growth. It does take a while to grow on YouTube, and it does take a lot of consistency, some luck, and it's a whole lot of persistence, along with researching what pleases the YouTube algorithm. It takes so much stamina, and what I've learned from many people out here is that content creation and that channel growth is not a sprint, but rather it's a marathon. I've been working on my Summer with Simon channel for over 8 years, only to get it to where it is right now, 8 years later. I'm not sure, but I thought that Stitch's stripes resembled Pikachu's stripes. Oopsies. Yep, looks like Stitch has 2 sets of ears. Run, Stitch, run. Ah, no, Stitch, you've been caught stealing an Easter basket from the Easter Bunny. Stitchy, Stitchy, Stitch. Oh no, Stitch, you have been caught. You have been caught, Stitch. Yep, Stitch, that is what happens when the Easter Bunny busts you. Oof. That I can imagine, Lyle. That is no joke at all. I'd be ouchie, ouchie, ouchie. Headaches really ruin everything. And if I heard stuff falling on my roof too, I'd be wide awake blasting music. I might likely be blasting Elvis Presley, Viva Las Vegas, dreaming of all the rain sounding like coins dripping out of a slot machine. Oof, that's really rough, Lyle. Alright, who needs a Dole Whip? Raise your hands if you need some Dole Whip. And that's right, funfetti eggs sounds just about right, Tyler. Don't forget the mustard, the ketchup, the chocolate ice cream, the french fries. Mix it all together and you get the hokey pokey. Ooh! That sounds really wild, Chaz. I now gotta try deviled ham eggs. Where instead of... Yes, I can, Matthew. A Star Wars themed drop towel coming right up. And this is where Stitch is hiding all his Easter eggs. Is inside of a Star Wars themed drop towel. So don't forget your Dole Whip and your eggs. They go together. Yep. Hello, welcome beyond borders. Welcome beyond borders. Be like, for those who don't know, Tony did an amazing picture where we streamed some water. Oh, thank you so much. I do enjoy drawing what I see on streams. And I just love doing stuff. I definitely gotta get back into watercolor painting again. Long overdue. And as a heads up, when it comes to shipping, I'm terrible. But I nearly forgot to mention, speaking of giveaways, this, as you may recognize, is some artwork. And at the end of the night, we'll choose a random channel to get a digital drawing and rendition of this exact painting. Thank you so much, Cece. You'll get the digital version of this painting. And you're also, and if you want me to, and if you're very patient, I can ship it to you. You would have to be very, 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 very patient. Hello, Cece. So good to see you. Whoever wants this, I'll be picking a random person watching the stream right now from the chat. Absolutely random. Hello, Gizmo. Good to see you. What's up? How are you doing? Thank you so much. And at the end of the stream, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to say a number 1 through 10. Whoever gets the number that I'm thinking of, or close to it, will win this drawing. Hello, Gizmo. It's so good to see you. What's up and how are you doing? Thank you so much, CC. Heck yeah, dope to everybody. Aw, how special, how sweet mocking. Yep, we're making a bunch of Dole Whip. We're making loads of it, thousands of pounds of it. And do you know that Chaz can produce so much Dole Whip from his machine that if his machine was left on for 90 minutes, it could fill the Empire State Building allegedly. So let's keep doing some more artwork. In the tiki room. In the tiki room. Alright, so here you go. You get one Star Wars drop tower. And what I find really exciting is the fact that there is a drop tower in Shanghai Disneyland, a Spider-Man drop tower in Hong Kong Disneyland, themed after the Spider-Web Patrol. And within that drop tower, within that drop tower, it's going to feature probably a 3D screen, a Spider-Web, and a Spider-Man action figure, allegedly. Hopefully that hotel would be complete within 10 years. It did take Disney 10 years to complete the Hollywood Tower Hotel. So yes, this is what a Star Wars themed, this is what I believe a Star Wars themed Tower of Terror looks like. This is its flight deck and its little antenna. Oh my gosh, Matthew. I remember that joke. I was literally crying and I was screaming so hard and hysterically, thinking that the Tower was being turned into Star Wars. I was screaming my eyes out, thinking, oh my gosh. I just couldn't believe what I was seeing. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. And I couldn't believe what I was enduring, thinking that the Hollywood Tower Hotel would turn into the Galactic Star Cruiser 2.0. When it comes to Star Wars, I really lack creativity. I don't really watch the franchise. I don't really watch much Star Wars, to be honest. And I barely knew what a Batu was until Galaxy's Edge opened. I had no clue what green milk was. I thought it was a coconut. I actually thought that green milk and blue milk were actually drinks that you could get in the tiki room, almost some sort of drinks that you could get in Frontierland. I actually thought that blue milk was a spin-off of the Tiki Room's Dole Whip. That is what I thought. That is what I initially thought of blue milk. I thought it was something that you could find in the Tiki Room. That is how little, absolutely little, and next to nothing I know about Star Wars in my life. For just $5,000 a night, please enjoy your stay at the Star Wars Tower Hotel, allegedly. This is what I think of when I think of a Star Wars luxury hotel tower thingy. That's the best of my Star Wars knowledge, allegedly, right there. And I know that Star Wars has very pointy ships, so you gotta make stuff really pointy and jagged if you want to make it Star Wars, not Star Trek. Oh, hello Shay, good to see you. I'm so glad you enjoy Stitch. So good to see you, Shay. Thank you so much. Thank you all. Photo ops coming up just for Matthew. There you go. Yep, I knew Robin. When Matthew be like, well, the Tower of Terror is turning into Star Wars. My soul, my heart, and my being dropped 13 stories into sadness and despair. And Chaz had to pick up all my pieces, all 13,000 of my pieces, by feeding me Dole Whip all day. It was a very sad day for Tony, as Tony realized that his hotel would be turned into a Star Wars monument, complete with bingo, lava floats, a single, most stuff, and void of animatronics and drones. I'm so happy to hear about Shay, that she's doing good too. And let's see what the heck is going on in this chat. And thank you so much for walking beyond bottles. Thank you so much. We definitely tried. Especially given how sad making the April Fool's video had me. After filming, I cried. I sat there in despair, wondering what would really happen to the Hollywood Tower Hotel, as the rumor mill caught ablaze, spinning faster than ever. Knowing good and well that the rumor mill was full of clout chasing, and just a lot of magicness. Just a lot of madness. And yes, Chaz, please, you're hearing this, Matthew. Matthew, are you hearing this? If you can hear this, please let me know what else I should add to the Star Wars Hotel. Because when it comes to Star Wars lore, I know nothing about it. Sad but true. And yep, amusement park pirates. And yet, Robin, bad Matthew, bad. Very, very bad Matthew. And may Matthew remember this day forevermore. And every time Matthew looks at the Hollywood Tower Hotel, all he can see is a Dalmatian demolition crew swinging at the tower, ripping it apart shingle by shingle, despite it being 400,000 tons heavy. Slam, 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 slam. And yes, Matthew, this is your hotel. Good idea. So let's put Matthew right here. Matthew B standing here. This is what Matthew looks like when he's standing by the tower. This is him enjoying the Hollywood Tower Hotel. Yep, that's Matthew. There he is. Look, Matthew. There's a Matthew. Maybe after we get out of the solar eclipse of my head, my giant head that keeps casting shadows involuntarily. So there you go, Matthew. Look, Matthew. Alright, it was nice to meet you too. Walking beyond borders. Oh no, who got put in timeout? Whoever gets put in timeout, Robin has to feed them. What does Robin have to feed them? Thank you so much for dropping in Walking Beyond Borders. I hope you have an amazing, lovely night. So let's see what other things we can draw besides the Dalmatian crew. Speaking of Dalmatians, let's draw 101 Dalmatians. Let's draw as one Dalmatian. Let's draw a Dalmatian crew. Thank you for the Dole Whip. Oh my gosh, Robin. You're being naughty. Robin, Matthew B in deep trouble. Matthew B in some deep trouble. Oh no, Matthew. Yeah, looks like Chaz needs to feed Matthew some Dole Whip in the timeout corner. That what happens when you be pranking the Hollywood Tower Hotel. You get dropped to the boiler room. You get to the timeout zone. So here's 101 Dalmatians. Not a Dalmatian, not a Dalmatian crew. Not a Dalmatian crew, but 101 Dalmatians exactly. Mama Medulla. Mama Medulla. The Hollywood Tower Hotel is the best thing on the planet. The Hollywood Tower Hotel is the best thing on the planet. Heck yeah, hallelujah. The Hollywood Tower Hotel is the best thing on the planet. What I find really neat about 101 Dalmatians is that 101 Dalmatians, shortly after The Little Mermaid, was the first animation to use computer-generated color. And that's the very first time that Imagineers actually used a computer to fill in the color. That is why all the lines were done in black and white. Even though the animators did not like having to animate everything only using black and white, that was the only thing that a computer knew how to fill in until much later, when they could go back to using colored lines. And what was really wild is that the computers for 101 Dalmatians actually helped the animators generate the running patterns for the Dalmatians. Same with the Lion King. The computers helped graph out how the characters were supposed to move. Then the animators would basically trace over the computer generated images, which I find really neat, using computers and hand animation at the same time. One of the hardest things about drawing some of these animations is spatial reasoning. You have to get the spacing just right, otherwise they look a little funny and a little strange. And something does look a little off. That's why it does take practice to draw some of the computer-generated Disney characters that do have really rigid and sharp lines that are basically not meant to be drawn by hand. And sometimes the characters, especially the princesses, could get so precise that an animator would spend 4 hours drawing one frame, especially in Sleeping Beauty. In Sleeping Beauty, where everything was very angular and sharp, it was very easy to mess up. So here's 101 Dalmatian crews. Yep, you live in the land of storms, and that sounds about right, Robin. It's been nothing but sunny, blasting autumn sun everywhere. And it's been really, really hot. That's right. We got ourselves 101 Dalmatian crews. Oof, that's really rough. All small vessels, please take precautions. Thank you so much, Tyler. I do enjoy drawing Dalmatians. Full name, Mama Medulla Oblonga. What is a Mama Medulla Oblonga? What's a Medulla Oblonga? When it comes to medulla, this is all I know. And when it comes to medullas, this way, hello, good to see you. It's a small world after all. This is what a medulla is. Tower of Terror windows. That's what I see as a medulla. And yes, Matthew, I can draw you as a Zug on Space Ranger spins. So here we go. Let's draw Matthew on Zug. Yep, Zug Fun Home. Yep, Zug be turning all the towers in all Disney parks into Star Wars. So here you go, order up. Powerful Zug. It's a world of laughter, a world of tears. It's a world of hopes and a world of fears. There's so much that we share that it's time that we will. The Hollywood Tower Hotel is the best thing on the planet. I'm wondering what is an Blanca and what is a medulla? I once dressed up as Zog for Halloween, and I'm not sure why, but whenever somebody says, you deserve this, or when I hear the word deserve, the first image in my brain was Zog. When somebody said, Tony, you deserve this, all these terrible things to happen to you in your life, you deserve it because of all your bad and sick karma. Not sure why, but whenever somebody says deserve in that way, my first image is Zog, laughing all the way. Ha 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 ha. Which I find kind of a little funny and ironic. And for my other Halloween costume besides Zog, I was a Hufflepuff from Winnie the Pooh. One of my very favorite things back then, when I liked Hufflepuffs, Winnie the Pooh and Zog, was parking lots and parking structures. I really did enjoy myself. I really did enjoy seeing a bunch of parking lots and parking structures too. Not sure what it was, but parking lots really got my attention forever. I once tried wearing a Zog cape, but I ended up ripping it off because I can't really move my arms very easily. I swear that Zog is like a robot. And he reminds me of Dr. Claus, of Dr. Mad from Inspector Gadget. There was definitely a lot of these robotic villains back in the early 90s TV and television series. Zog von home, E.T. von home. Mama Medulla. And here's Disney by Zog. I did not know that, Chaz, that the medulla oblongata is part of your brain. It's in the back of your head where it meets your neck. I didn't realize that was a medulla. I thought that was the Tower of Terror. That is so neat, Matthew. I'm curious, but where did you get your Evil Empire Zog? Where did you get Evil Empire Zog set from? Powerful. I've never seen the new Space Ranger spin yet. I came very close to watching it on Cruise and Theme Park's live stream. Unfortunately, I had to take a phone call right when she was about to get on there, which was a huge bummer. And I have since not seen the replay quite yet, but I really want to. Alright, let's see what's going on. Toys us at Target. Yep, that's right, Chaz. Yep, that's right. Chaz says that would make the alligators so ornery because they have enlarged medulla or blankets. Mama Medulla. Not sure, but it has been one of my very favorite chant in STEM modes. And for those who do not know, I'm autistic, so yes, I do have some symbols that I like to say whenever I'm doing artwork. So does anybody have any last drawing requests? Unfortunately, I'm not feeling very well tonight, so I'm not able to stand up for much longer. Not sure what it was. It's definitely the chocolate, definitely the joint pain, because I began feeling joint pain 30 minutes after eating the chocolate, and after I consumed the chocolate, I didn't have anything else to eat, and I didn't eat anything else that night except for the piece of chocolate. That was it. That's all I had that night was chocolate. Was that chocolate. That is so neat, Matthew, that you're autistic too, and so is Disney with Sheen. That's why I do enjoy. Thank you so much, Chaz. That's why I do enjoy Disney with Sheen on some mornings. I really enjoy just how That's why I do enjoy the Disney machine like walks, and I would definitely draw Steamboat Willie. That's so neat. Amusement Park Pirates. It's amazing. It's just amazing like how we keep finding each other. And what I do like about Sheen shows is that he starts really early in the morning, and I also find it really neat. I just find it really neat just how open he is about his autism. And I find it really fascinating how he enjoys the resorts and the monorails. Same with like the Hyatt Tower Hotel. There's something very special seeing people light up when it comes to the special interest and what they really like talking and sharing. What I find interesting is that the original Steamboat Willie Mickey Mouse shares the same eye shape as the original Pac-Man. Do you know that the original Pac-Man from Japan did not have a bright yellow look, but looked more like an egg? I can't tell if I'm remembering this correctly, but he did resemble an egg, and the game developers decided to brighten him up and tone him yellow. Another thing about Steamboat Willie is that the original Mickey did not have gloves. However, the animators decided to add gloves just so people could see where the hands were moving and made the animating way easier. Oh, oops, I messed up his thumb. His hands look kind of AI-ish. Oopsies. So here you got yourself a Steamboat Willie. A little Steamboat Willie, the original Mickey. And yes, I can draw Tiana's baby. I can draw Tiana's baby Ruth, and that's so sweet, Robin. You may be autistic, but you are all amazing individuals. We love you all. Thank you so much. Lots of love to you all. Here's a classic Mickey. Both of my granddaughters are autistically gifted. Oh, that's so sweet. James, do they have any favorite cartoon characters or anything that they would love for me to draw? Oh, look, whistle blowing Steamboat Bill. Oh, look, here he is blowing the whistle. Oh yeah, I almost forgot to draw whistling Steamboat Bill. Here it is, whistling Steamboat Bill. Thank you so much, Robin. And I'm curious, Amusement Park Pirates, what do you like about this Steamboat Willie Mickey Mouse by chance? Yep, there it is, the whistling Steamboat Willie. Woo! And one last. Oh yeah, Matthew says Splash Mountain, not Tiana's. So let's draw the Splash Mountain. Let's draw the mountain with the tree stump on it. This is the original Splash Mountain. Alright, so here it is. The original Splash Mountain for Disney by Matthew. And what I find wild is that in Tokyo Disneyland, they're turning that Splash Mountain into the Lion King. I would love to ride the Lion King Splash Mountain, and same with Disneyland Paris. They're getting a Lion King mountain log ride, which I'm very fascinated about, especially under Josh's leadership. The one thing I wish that Tiana's had was that tree stump, because that tree stump gives the mountain height, and this gives the attraction a lot of dimension in my eyes. That's one missed opportunity I see at Tiana's, is that there's no tree or anything that gives the attraction like oomph, or like a spiral which actually does count as height. Here's what the original mountain looked like. As a historical drawing. We know it's really wild, that got me thinking about stuff. It's just how stuff can literally exist in the photo, but not exist in real life. But yet the photo is this encapsulates just about everything. It's wild that we can basically look at photos of something, and meanwhile that thing is not there in front of us. Same with the Hubble spacecraft when it comes to taking photos of the stars. Turns out when the Hubble telescope takes a photo of something 1 million light years away, it basically shows something that's 1 million years old and may not even exist today, especially in the night sky. And all the stars that you see in the sky, it took millions and millions of light years for the light to travel to us that we can see, which really does blow my mind. So here's the original mountain. Here's the original mountain. That is what I see. And hello, Amusement Park Pirate. Thank you so much. And that's why I would tell that Splash Mountain is 87 feet tall. Matthew says that is so amazing. How did Disney get that? Amazing how Disney got so lucky to bring in a Lion King attraction to Disneyland Paris, which has a very similar shape to both Splash Mountain and Tiana's. And for the longest time in Tokyo, Splash Mountain was the only Splash Mountain that still existed after 2023. growing up when I used to really love It's a Small World, I was told that I could see the It's a Small Clock Tower in 2014 under the condition that I would ride Splash Mountain. Turns out that's the first and only time I rode Splash Mountain. I haven't rode in Tiana's yet, but I really do want to. I didn't realize that would be my very first and last time riding the Splash Mountain attraction, and I didn't really drop back the knee though. So I'm like, okay, so I will ride Splash Mountain if I can see It's a Small for 8 hours that day. Then it was decided that we would park up to Epcot, and I was like, wow. So basically, I watched Splash Mountain, and then I ended up in Epcot, and I was like, wow, sad day for me. All right, well, thank you so much. I do enjoy drawing Disney attractions, Disney rides. Unfortunately, I'm not feeling very well, so I do have to go. Well, I do want to thank you from the bottom of my heart, from the boiler room, for being here. And thank you so much for celebrating a lovely Easter with all of us. And for those who and before I forget, it is giveaway time. So everybody in the chat, put a number 1 through 10, and whoever guesses closest to my number will win this drawing. And you too, Lyle. Alright, so here it is. 1 through 10. 1 through 10, here we go. Going in 3, 2, 1. I will give everybody 10 seconds. Actually 20 seconds, which I'll count on my fingers. At the end of 20 seconds, starting right now, I will definitely begin. I'll pick whoever had the number closest to number 10. Alright, 10 more seconds. The final countdown. The final countdown. Doop. Copyright strike. Cease and desist. Copyright strike. And here's the last second. Alright, here we go. The moment of truth. Everybody drum roll. Everybody start drum rolling. Who will win a digital copy? And for those who dare to wait for shipping, who would win this drawing too? So let's see who's our lucky number. Who is our very, very, very lucky number? And guess who it is? Disney with Matthew. You know what's funny? I saw that 7 people were viewing the stream. Matthew said number 7. I saw that 7 people were viewing the stream. I was thinking of lucky number 7 because number 7 is also considered a lucky number like 13. So congratulations, Disney with Matthew. You have won this Easter drawing. Woo! Congratulations. And if you dare, I can have it shipped to you. Not sure when it's going to get shipped out, but that's one of my weaknesses, shipping. So here you go, going once. Woo! Congratulations, Matthew. Congratulations. Thank you, everybody who put in the numbers. Congratulations. And thank you, everybody, for being here. And one moment before we go, let me tell you something. I forgot to tell you this. Here it is. A friendly word of warning. A friendly word of warning when it comes to festivals. Something you won't find it in any city guidebook. The next time someone tries selling you chocolate without an active ingredient label, or from a folding table with little signage, make sure to run the other way. You may find yourself with 72 hours of pain, cramps, congestion, and a ruined weekend. And you never know what ingredients lurk inside. And with that being said, thank you everybody for being here. I hope you all have a wonderful Easter night, or a wonderful night, depending on where you are watching from, and if you celebrate Easter. Thank you, Matthew. Thank you, Lyle. Thank you, Cece. Thank you, all Johns. Thank you, James. Thank you, Gizmo. Thank you, Welcome Beyond Borders, and everybody who's been in Lyle. And thank you, everybody who's been in chat tonight. Let me see an amusement park pirates too, James, and to all of our Ninja Watchers. If you have not already, be sure to smash the thumbs up button, and we'll see you next week for the 1-year anniversary speed in All About with Blake 2. And we'll see you next week for the speed run of the Tower of Terror replica. So see you there, everybody. That's so neat chance that you have a Tony painting. See you real soon, and I hope you have a wonderful, fantastic night. Woo!